Welcome to the first video tutorial for GRAVELORD editor. In this video, we'll walk through the process of creating your very first level with default hotkeys. We'll cover the core techniques step by step, just enough to give you a strong foundation before we deep deeper in future videos. By the end, you'll have built a simple functional level, complete with enemies, a key, a door, and an exit. Let's get started. This is our workspace, where we're building our level. That green box marks the player's starting point. You can now move around using camera controls. Hold the right mouse button and WASD to move. Use right mouse button and E or Q to move up and down. Scroll the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. This gives you the freedom to explore the space you're building. At the top of the screen, you'll see a Textures On button. Clicking it will turn off textures, making the grid easier to see. To adjust the grid size, press the square left bracket to decrease it, or press the square right bracket to increase it. Turning off textures is useful when working with the grid, but for this video, we'll keep textures on so the dimensions are clear in the test mode. If you select the mesh or player start, you can drag it across the grid along all axes. If you want to move the selected actor along the Y-axis, hold down the Alt key, then left click and drag it. The green arrow shows the direction the player will be facing after spawning. With the actor selected, press the Shift key and arrow keys to rotate it. You can also use the arrow keys alone to move along the grid. Press Escape to deselect the actor. We can see that the platform where the player starts is quite small. Let's fix that. Click the platform mesh with left mouse button to select it. Hover over the face of the platform and hold Shift. You'll see the face turn white. Now drag the face to resize it. The adjustment will snap to the grid. You can use this method to easily manipulate the shape of meshes. Let's double the platform size to give the player more room. Looks a bit empty, right? Let's add another mesh that's higher up. Enter Create mode by pressing space. Click and drag to draw your new mesh. Once placed, press space or escape to exit create mode. If you're not happy with your placement, you can delete any mesh by selecting it and pressing delete. Sometimes it's easier to copy existing meshes and then modify them. The GRAVELORD editor supports all common shortcuts like Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V and Ctrl-D. To adjust its height, hold Alt while dragging. Let's test what we've made so far. Press Alt-P to enter test mode. You'll be prompted to name and save your map. First, press Ctrl-S to open the save menu. Then type the name of your map. Click Save. Now press Alt-P again, and this time you'll be able to enter test mode. Run around and see how it feels. To exit test mode, press Alt-P again. Here's a helpful trick. Press Shift-P to spawn right where your camera is in the editor. If you accidentally fall off the level, activate fly mode by pressing F2 and fly back to the platform. To deactivate fly mode, press F2 again. Right now, we can't reach the higher platform. Let's fix that by building simple stairs. Go back to the editor and decrease the grid size for finer control. Select the higher platform mesh. Hold Shift Ctrl while hovering over the face to create an inset. Use the inset and extrude technique to shape simple stairs that connect the lower floor to the upper platform. You can also Ctrl left click and drag to duplicate selected mesh or simply use Ctrl D the old-fashioned way. Pressing Ctrl D multiple times can create overlapping meshes which may appear missing in the test mode. Simply delete the extra mesh to fix it. Once you test again, you'll be able to climb to the higher area easily. We have a player start, but no level end yet. Let's create our level using the techniques we just learned. Move that mesh backward a bit so it's easier to see the door area. Right-click a mesh you cut out and choose Create Mover. This will be your door. With the door selected, open the inspector with the shortcut I. Give it a script ID, Exit Door. Click Edit Waypoint 1. Everything will gray out, allowing you to move the door to its open position to simulate the door rising. Press Save and you're done. Create a small mesh on the wall beside the door. Right-click it and choose Create Button. Just edit its waypoint the same way you did for the door. Now go to Button Signals in the inspector. Press the plus to add a signal. In Target ID, enter Exit Door. Let's try this out. Press Alt-P to enter test mode. Now we run towards the door and press the button. Boom, the door opens. Now let's make the door locked and only open it if you use the right key. In Button Actor, under Requires Key, select Magenta key. Open the asset picker by pressing P. Go to Keys and drag the magenta key into space. Enter the test mode again and try to open the door. It doesn't work, so now we'll pick up the key and unlock the door. When the player runs toward the key, we want to make it more interesting. Open the monster selection in the asset picker and place a ghoul in front of the key. To make the ghoul spawn just as the player approaches the key, select the ghoul, then open the inspector with the shortcut I. Name it Adam and set its initial state to Will Fake Teleport on Enable Signal. Next, create the mesh in front of the ghoul and right-click it. Select Create Trigger. In the Signal section, send the Enable Signal to Adam. This will trigger Adam's spawn when the player reaches the key. By default, the player starts with a shovel, but defeating Adam with just a shovel might be difficult. Let's place a shotgun in front of the player to give them a better fighting chance. Use the asset picker again to place the shotgun from the weapon selection into the level. Now when we test the game, the player will start with the shovel, will pick up the shotgun and won't be able to open the door. As they run toward the magenta key, Ghoul Adam will spawn. The player will have to avoid or defeat Adam, grab the key and then use it on the button to open the exit door. However, there's still something missing, the exit trigger. Let's create the exit trigger behind the door. First, let's make the backside of the door thinner by double-clicking the mover actor and adjusting its geometry. When you're done, press escape twice to exit the mover. Create another mesh and make it a trigger. Now we need to assign the correct signal to this trigger. Use this command in the following format to enter the main menu. End level main menu. You can replace main menu with the next level name if you want to enter a different level. Don't forget to name your map properly. Press Alt-M to open the map settings, then change the map name to First Map. And that's it for your very first level in the Gravelord editor. You've learned how to create a simple space, build basic structures, place key items, spawn enemies, and set up interactive elements like doors and triggers. With these basics under your belt, you're ready to dive deeper into making more complex levels. In future tutorials, we'll explore advanced features, tips and tricks to take your levels to the next level, and also upload them to the Steam Workshop. Keep experimenting and don't forget to explore the editor's tooltips for even more ideas and options. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for the next video in our series. Happy level designing!